So let's start with the shape I made here. We have this shape, okay? I'm gonna select it. Okay, I can either click and drag over the shape, or if I come over top of it and you see that black box and click, you have to click on the path, okay? If it has a fill color, which it has white, you can click in the middle and drag it around. If it has no fill, so let me show you this. If it has no fill, you see when I go in the middle, there's no black box? Can't do that, okay? You can't click and drag. You have to then go to the path, get the black box to the right, and now you can click and drag it around, okay? So here's what I'm going to be doing, showing you, is the anchor point tool that is hidden underneath the pen tool. So that is the pen tool, and you see this little dog ear in the corner of that little triangle. That means there are other tools hidden below it. So I'm going to click and hold down, and then you'll see there's the add anchor point tool, which you'll use sometimes, and I'll show you how to use that one. Delete anchor point tool and the anchor point tool. Now, I will tell you, with the pen tool, you can add and delete. So let me show you. Let me select the object, okay? I take my pen tool, and if I hover, now remember that's the plus, but if I hover over an actual anchor point, I can delete it. Obviously, it shows a little minus sign in the right-hand corner near the pen tool. If I hover over top of the actual path, see how it gets a plus? It is adding an anchor point, okay? So not that you technically need these two tools, but you can do that function just with the pen tool. So now the anchor point tool, what this does, and like you saw earlier when I took the pen tool and I clicked and dragged and it gave us a curve, this is specifically for those anchor points. So it doesn't really work on a path. I'll show you what it does, but it does work on the anchors. So if you go over to the anchor and you click and drag, you get these handlebars. What the handlebars do is they allow you to curve both sides or both paths on either side of that anchor point. So if you want to adjust those handlebars, you actually have to go to your direct selection tool, and we'll learn more about this, okay? And you can adjust them at the same time by moving one in, changing it up, moving the other, oops, back to that. Okay, I can move this one, but if you notice, whoops, sorry, I move one, it works with the other. Okay, if you just want to work with one, you double click. Okay, it works with both. Now if you go to your anchor tool and you just want to work with one, you can click and drag. So you see you need the anchor point tool for that. And if you want to get rid of one, okay, let's say we don't even want this one. Let me make a new one actually. Oops, I didn't do. Okay, I can do this. But let's say I don't want this side to be curved, I want it to be straight down. If I just click on the handlebar with my anchor point tool, it'll remove it, okay? Now, the tool to the right of this is the curvature tool. I will let you know, you can curve paths like the curvature tool does with your anchor point tool. So if you notice, when I go over top of a path, okay, not an anchor point, a path, so that's this line from here to here, and if I click and drag, I can curve that side. And if I come over here, I can curve this side how I want to. Now notice, they're not symmetrical, and that's what working with this anchor point would do if we were doing it at the same time, okay? So that tool can also do what the curvature tool can do as well.